Hi, welcome back to Spice and Easy. My name's Fiona, and it's not Fiona, is it? What am I doing on here? Should be Fiona. I know now. Fiona's chickened out. She says she's not, and she's not got time. She had, but she's scared. She didn't want to do it, so she will be doing some. I'll make sure. I'll get the pitchfork out, give her a quick prod, get her in front of the camera. But in the meantime, I'm cooking this. It's a vegetarian stroke vegan friendly pack. Well, they all are, but I'm cooking it in a vegetarian stroke vegan friendly way. And what is it? Rogan Josh. I have been asked on the Facebook group by somebody to do a veggie version of this because they wanted to see what we put in it. In the pack itself, firstly, herb spices, that's it. No additives, colouring, sugars, salt, anything. Just herb spices. Now, there is a video coming up, I don't know, in the next couple of weeks on the normal spice kit section of the channel. That will be a meat version. That version, I will be making it and then putting it in the slow cooker because this is really good for slow cooking. This one, we're not slow cooking because there's no meat, there's no need really. It's as soon as you've got the sauce to the right consistency, the veggies are going to be cooked and that's it. It'll be a lot quicker. I'll go into the vegetables more when we get to the ingredients section because I do want you to look for the ones I'm putting in there because there's a big difference on them. And that is all to say about this really, apart from cooking it. And also, now, let's get on to subscriptions first. If you've not subscribed already, underneath the video you're watching, there should be a button that says subscribe. Click that. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free to subscribe. All it means is you've subscribed, so you'll get notified when we've posted anything, or when you click on your subscriptions in your YouTube, you'll see us there. So you've not got to keep trolling through looking for us. Next to the subscribe button is a little bell. Click that. That will notify you when we've posted something, so you can get straight to us. So do that. It makes life a lot easier. And share it to all your friends, your family. As many subscriptions as we get, the better, because we can do more with the channel then. That's that out of the way. Back onto the pack. Rogan Josh, it's 2 packs. You get this pack as well. This has got cassia bark, cardamom and cloves in there, which gives it a nice flavour. And then you've got your herbs and your spices. That's about it. Let's get straight on and let's get cracking on the Rogan Josh. My name's not Fiona, it's Alan. I don't know, I've had to hijack the vegetarian vegan section. I've already mentioned it now. I don't know. I'm doing this vegetarian vegan friendly by using tomatoes, obviously. They're okay. Tomato puree, it's all tomato based. Yogurt going in it is vegan yogurt as well. So we're going to do that. And also then on final thoughts, I can let you know if it does taste any difference to using the normal stuff. Waffling done. Let's get on to ingredients. I'll catch you in a minute. Right, ingredients wise, before we go into what all of the ingredients are, firstly, sweet potatoes are going in it. Now, do look for these ones. I've just scratched it there so you can see. Your normal ones you get from your supermarkets are an orangey colour. Make the effort and find these white ones. I think these were African where I got them from. I didn't go to Africa. They're African sweet potatoes. You can see there, it's white. Now, the difference is, these are not quite as sweet as the orange ones, but what happens with these is they stay held together when they're in the curry or whatever you're using them in. The orange ones, as you know yourself, if you cook them too long, they'll break down, go mushy. You don't see any sweet potato. You get a bit of the flavour and the sauce is all horribly thick and ruined. So use the white ones. They'll hold the flavour, hold the shape, and they're a lot better, so they don't break up. You'll still see the sweet potatoes. Flavour's more or less the same, but it's worth looking for these. Next ones. Just your normal spud. No, they're not. These are actually Cyprus potatoes. Now, if you've used old, the same as the sweet potato, you'll know if you cook them too long, the potatoes have vanished. They've all broke up. They basically turn to liquid mash in the sauce, ruin the sauce, and you wish you wanted to put them in. So what do? You get new potatoes. Well, new potatoes will hold the shape, but they don't absorb any of the flavour. So new potatoes are nice. Cypress potatoes, make the effort again, find these. They're an old potato, as far as I know. They're really waxy, but they're soft. So when you cook them, they've got the texture of an old potato. They've soaked the flavour up, but they don't break up. So they react like new potatoes, where they'll stay in the shape, but they also react like old potatoes because they're soft and they'll hold the shape. They will soak up some of the flavour. Best spuds out these. If ever I can get them, I always get them rather than any others. So do make the effort again and try to get these. Supermarkets do sometimes have them. Camera's now going out of focus. So let's move on to the next one. That is aubergine. There we go, it's back in focus. The big dark purple ones you get in your supermarkets, they're Dutch. Not Dutch people, Dutch aubergines. Aubergines. Speak. Get the words out. Again, as with the potatoes, as with the sweet potato, you'll know yourself, if you cook aubergines and it's too long, they break up. You've got the skin there and nothing else. Again, your sauce is ruined, it's gone all thick. These are Indian, but I don't know if you can get them from other parts of the country. Look at that, really firm. Now, what these do is the same as the other two ingredients I've just showed you. They hold the shape, they don't go mushy, they're not watery, so you've got all the aubergine flavour, but it's worth using them because you can still see aubergines in it and not just the skin. So again, I think these are just called striped aubergine, so do look for them. They're a lot smaller than the big purple ones you get in your supermarket. Worth the effort again. These three, you probably have to search around depending where you live to get them. It's so much worth it. It does make a big difference because all your vegetables are still in the curry. You've got all the normal flavour and you've not got a thick, horrible, pasty sauce. So that's those three done. Indian aubergines, striped aubergine, Cypress potatoes, and wherever these are from, I think it was African, but white sweet potato. Those three, try your best to get them. That's that. That's me. Gave you a flea in the ear hole for looking and getting the right stuff. Now let's go to the rest of the ingredients. The rest of the ingredients, 1 medium stroke large onion finely chopped. I've actually used 2 onions here, 2 medium. As I did with the pathia, I've finely chopped 1.5. The other half I cut or pulled apart into chunks. It just gives it a nice texture, and because it's a veggie curry, it'll go well with it. 60 ml of oil. We're using rapeseed oil spray as always. 1/4 pint of water. Now the water, I'm only going to use some out of this to make the paste with. After that, I'm probably not going to add it all because with it being a vegetarian version, it's not going to go in the slow cooker. It's not going to be cooked so long, which means it'll take longer for this water to be absorbed. So I'll just use a bit of that if I need it once I've added the tomatoes. Spice pack 1 and 2. Your spices, herbs, and then you've got your cassia bark, cardamoms, black and green, cloves. I'm using these slightly different again. We'll go into it when I'm doing the cooking to what you normally do if you're using the meat version. 60 grams tomato puree, 400 to 500 grams of meat. Again, we're not using the meat, we're using vegetables. So I'll show you the veg, which is this, which I've explained, the aubergine, the sweet potato, I've explained, the normal potato, I've explained, and then I'm also going to chop a red pepper and a few carrots will be going in there sliced as well. I'm not giving you quantities because obviously if you're using different veg, if you can't get these three, you'll use your own in different sizes. So you'll know yourself once you add the veg if you've got enough in there. I'm sure vegetarians, vegans, you know more about cooking with vegetables than I do. So I'll leave that more up to you to sort out. But this is what I'm putting in there. 2 medium tomatoes quartered. Now again, that is for the meat version. For the veggie version, I've got 12 cherry tomatoes that I've cut in half, and that will go in with the veg. 2 tablespoons of natural yogurt. Now because this is a vegetarian stroke vegan version, There's your tablespoons of yogurt. This is what we've used. It's Alpro. It does say on it it's vegan. I've just had a taste out of it, and although it is simply plain, it's actually done with soya. If the camera will focus, with yogurt cultures. Now I tried it and it tastes like almondy. It's got an almond taste to it, which natural yogurt don't normally have. It's quite nice actually. I was surprised. I thought it'd be, but it's not. And 1 400-gram tin of chopped tomatoes. That is all you need for your ingredients. The peppers and the carrots I'm going to add when I'm cooking. It will be 2 normal size, if that's a word for carrots. You know, the roughly size, not the really small ones, not the whackers. Just 2 normal carrots sliced and 1 red pepper cut into chunks, and that's all I'm adding apart from these. So I know it's a bit more vague on this because it's not the meat version, but as I say, vegetarians or vegans, I'm sure it's going to make sense to you when I say you'll know what quantities you're putting in, because more than likely you're going to swap these veg out if you can't get them for something else that you can. And so that's it, on to the cooking. Back in a mo. Right, so the onions are softened now. Now I'm not using the bracket, the camera bracket for this, so I'm working with one hand again. Reason being, I've just spent ages on the phone. O2, shocking customer service. Won't be going with them again. Anyway, that's another moan. So onions are done. Now in your instructions for the normal one, when you're using the 60 mils of oil, you fry this pack with the cardamoms and the cassia bark, etc. in the oil first until you start to smell the flavour of the cassia, then add your onions and carry on. Because I'm doing the low fat version with the spray oil, I'm now adding it to the onions and just stirring it for a minute or 2 just to get the smell to release from the cassia bark, and then carry on as cooking again as normal. And I'm now starting to get that smell already. Cinnamon, cassia bark, if you didn't know. Here's Spoonie. Oh, and if you noticed, what didn't I add on the ingredients? Chilies. Do you know why? We've not got any. I forgot to get some when I went over the shop to get the bits for this, and I thought I'm not going back over now. So no chilies in this one. Gutted. It's still a Madras strength though, as it is. It actually comes through sort of in between the medium and the hot being the Madras, because the yogurt tones it slightly. So although it's done to a Madras strength, it does come through slightly below. Now I can smell that cassia bark. So on to your next stage on your instructions. We can't do the next stage because it's about sealing the meat, so forget that one. Add spice pack 2. Now that's the spices itself. Spice pack 1 is the other bits. So in go those. That quick stir. Actually doesn't need it because it's quite dry with having the spray oil, so got a bit of water in there and get started on the paste. Well, I've been spoiled with that bracket. Look, the pan's moving about because I can't hold it steady. Oh, look at that. I can't see anything. There we go. There's quite a bit of spice in this, so it does take a bit longer to make that paste. Again, you're not going to see the glaze because I'm using spray oil, so you don't get the oil. You won't see the separation anyway because of the lack of the oil. Well, you don't miss it actually. If you use spray oil all the time now, well, you do, then you don't really miss it because you've still got enough just there to fry the onions. And then that's it. The rest of it, you're not looking for eating oil, you're looking for eating the spices in the curry, and the flavour's still there. It's just not got the greasiness you get with all the oil. Now that is looking very, very close to what we're after. To make that paste, I can tell you, I used about 100 ml of water. So that's that. That's the paste done. The glaze, you can't see it, look. And I put the water in straight away when I added the spices, because the spices will burn. Especially in this, because there's quite a lot of spice in there. So your next stage, add the tomato puree. Tomato puree. You say tomato, I say tomatoes. There's a bit in there still not come out, look. There we go. So you stir that in. Well, of course, if you're in America, you'll be saying tomato. You say tomato, I say tomato. I say tomatoes. Or marties. There's some marties in it. So that's that done. A bit of water again, just to help everything, loosen everything up. You do that just to loosen it up slightly. You've got less chance of anything sticking. Tastes like sticking. Or is it chicken? It won't in this one because it's vegetarian, so it doesn't taste like anything like that. Be interesting to see the flavour of this one when it's done. Let's turn it down a bit now, shall we? Once we've done what we need to with the paste. Let's add more water. It's looking about there. Now, it says add chopped tomatoes and the water. So what I'm doing is adding the chopped tomatoes for a start, and then we'll see how we go on the water. Yeah, even with the veg in there, it is going to need a bit more. So 2 seconds here while I just go and get some more water. Right, it was 10 seconds. So let's add a bit more water. It's too thick at the minute, because don't forget you do want it to reduce and cook the vegetables as well. So you could parboil all these veg beforehand, I suppose, but I like to cook them from raw because it does take a bit longer, but they then take on some of the flavour as well. Right, we'll stick the rest of that in. That is 250 ml of water I've just added to that. We'll add the veg now and see if it's going to need any more. So there was 1 Cypress potato and 12 cherry tomatoes cut in half. This is where it splashes everywhere. And there you go. And the next is the dish with the rest in, which is the sweet potato. The aubergine, of which I used 3 of those small ones. 1 pepper, and the what's at the bottom, the carrots. I'm going to have to get them out by hand, because if I just tip it all in, it's going to splash everywhere, you know it is. So there's your red pepper going in, and your sweet potatoes, and the carrots will follow. Just chuck it in there. Do you know what else I forgot as well? As well as the chilies, I forgot the coriander. So, a lot of people don't like coriander, so this one's for you. Because he ain't got none. Because I didn't get none. Now I would normally, if I were cooking it for myself, I'd also have to add some fine green beans in there just to give it some more colour. But as it is, we're going to leave it at that. So that's that done. What I'm going to do is now add the can of tomatoes I got. I'm just going to half fill that because I'm tight, and it'll get all the dregs out the bottom, and it'll give it just that bit more water. So, you know, jump up for that, so you're not going to wait for me to go and get the water. That's half a can of the, well, an empty can of the chopped tomatoes. I've half filled it with water. Now that looks really runny, doesn't it? But bear in mind, it's got to cook. It'll reduce, and any moisture coming out of the veg will reduce, and it'll thicken up to the sauce that you're looking for. So that's that done. Now I'm going to add some salt to this when I've stopped recording this section. Your instructions now is just to simmer it, basically. Add the salt, and then when it's about at the consistency you're looking for, I'll be back to add the yogurt, because you don't want to add it too early or it may curdle, and it'll disintegrate. I don't know the word I'm after, but it'll go into the sauce and you won't know it's there. So we'll be back once this has simmered to roughly the consistency you're looking for. I'll tell you how long it takes, because this will take a bit longer than the normal ones, because there's that much veg in here. The veg have got to in here because there's that much veg in here. It does take a bit longer to cook the veg, so I'm going to simmer that. I'll be back, let you know how long it took, add the yogurt, and we'll be about done. And I've now splashed everywhere by whacking that spoon on there, so I'm going to clean the splashes up while this is simmering, and I'll be back in a mo. Right, there we go. That is now done. I've already added the yogurt. I did that about 10 minutes before I served. It's nicely thickened up now. Look at that. You can see all the veg has stayed in one piece. It's not broken up. So it is worth, as I say, looking for the aubergine, the sweet potato, and the normal potato that I did mention. Just waiting for that steam to clear. There we go. I'll actually put this fan on just to keep that away. So let's dish up. As I say, 10 minutes before I served, I added the yogurt. Let's see if we can drip everywhere now. And that is a vegetarian Rogan Josh. So hour and a half, and we've got to this. You could, I suppose, put this in a slow cooker. If you're using these vegetables, they shouldn't break up. Shouldn't. But there's no need to if you don't want to with this one. With meat, obviously, the longer you cook it, the meat goes more tender. The sauce will thicken. It is slightly different consistency using the veg compared to the meat, but it's done. Let's have a quick taste and we shall see what we're like. There you go, look. It's a proper curry. Might be vegetarian and vegan friendly. It's still nice. It's still nice for a vegetarian, vegan friendly, good old Ruby Murray. It's going to be, oh, I don't even know if you can buy them actually, ready done from your supermarkets, etc. So look at that, really nice that is. And that's that. Let's go on to final thoughts then. Back at the table. Now then, Rogan Josh. As you saw, it does turn out really good. It does taste really nice. I'm actually surprised for saying it's just vegetables in there. But it's the same with meat. I mean, I've said a lot of times, I don't really miss the meat sometimes. You've got the flavour in there, but if you're having a curry, it's the spice flavour you're looking for. So, you know, if the vegetables are in instead of meat, you're still getting the proper flavour from the spices. It's just that you've not got the meat in there. That being said, I do prefer it with meat. I mean, I probably would like this, the Rogan Josh, done the vegetarian way, with the Swedish meat style balls that you can buy, because they've got herbs in anyway. It gives you that texture that you're missing from the meat. So I think with those in, I'd be quite happy without the meat in there. If I don't know if they're vegan friendly. If they're not, don't be put off. Cook this the way I've done. The Rogan Josh cooked with just vegetables still tastes really nice, and it's not something I'd turn down. If I came home and Fiona had cooked it, she should have cooked this one, but she didn't. If she'd cooked that ready and it was just vegetables, oh, I wouldn't be disappointed. I'd still eat it because it's nice. So do definitely try it if you're vegetarian. As I said, with the vegetables, it's worth putting the effort in and trying to get those vegetables that I said. The aubergines, the sweet potato, the normal potatoes, the three I've picked there, they stay whole. They don't break up like you do with the other ones. So you know they're in there, and it doesn't ruin the consistency of the sauce. You saw on when I dished up, consistency is near enough the same as if you got the meat in there. It's slightly, you know, it's a different texture. It does cook longer. As I said, it was about an hour and a half for a dished up, which is still not long. It's still quicker than some takeaways get to you. These are the takeaways we've had from anyway. So, you know, an hour and a half, it's not bad for a proper curry. A vegetarian and a vegan curry in the same thing. It's, you know, it's worth trying. So do try it. I am surprised that it did taste as nice as it did, because I've never cooked it purely vegetarian. I've always put something else in. And I won't be too disappointed now if I end up cooking it again, because Fiona says she wants it just vegetables. It's palatable. It's more than palatable. It's really nice. The only thing I probably would add, and it's an acquired taste, is I would add some okra to it. 10 to 15 minutes. Chop them up, add them in. As soon as they're cooked, dish up so they don't disintegrate as well. Also, fresh coriander and fresh chilies I would add as well. That's down to your preference. Some people don't like the coriander, some people don't want it hotter than that. But I can say, with the amount that's made, that will easily do 4 people. And the heat doesn't come through as a madras. I would put that down as a medium strength. Because it's cooked a bit longer, it's made more. The vegetables have had their liquid in, the moisture from the vegetables. So it's sort of watered the chilli down a bit. And the yogurt that you had before tones it as well as giving it the richness. So I'd probably say you're looking at a medium or just above. It's nowhere near a madras strength wise. So if you're all right with a medium strength, then you'll be okay with this if you're cooking it that way, if you're doing it vegetarian and vegan friendly. And that's about all I can say on it. Try it. As with all ours, try them and judge for yourself. It's nice. It is nice, and we will be having that later tonight. And I'm not going to chuck anything else in. I'm not going to add meat. I'm not going to add the vegetarian meatballs that you can get. It's going as it is. And now I'm going to enjoy it now I've tasted it. So definitely want to try. That's the Rogan Josh done. If you like what you've seen, click the thumbs up button below the video you're watching. Click the subscribe button if you've not done it already. It's free. It doesn't cost you a penny. And also click the little notification bell next to the subscribe button, and that will tell you when we've posted something. That's it on this one. Signing easy. We're off. Hey, that's the first time I've got tongue-tied, I believe. I'm sure it is. I'm getting better. Spice and easy. Signing off. We'll catch you later.